Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence, and today I want to talk about the concert that I went to yesterday. I'm here in Vilnius, Lithuania, right? I came here because I wanted to get away from it for a little bit. I actually booked all this stuff last year, about this time last year, because I thought I do want to eventually have something to look forward to, right? So I thought I'll have a year and I'll work as hard as I can, push myself as far as I can, and then I'll have this big payoff at the end, right? And so I bought tickets to come to Lithuania, got a hotel for 7 days, and then also King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard were playing. And they were playing in a few different parts of Europe, and the way that they're doing it is like 3 nights in this one weird venue in like Barcelona, then one 3-night stay in like this weird place in Greece or Bulgaria or whatever. And so I thought I'll go to one of the cities where they're playing and go see them, right? For the 3 nights, because it was about 120 euros for a 3-day pass. They are going to come to London, but they're going to be playing the Wide Awake Festival. So either I'm going to get an hour with King Gizzard where they play like your basic Nonagon Infinity and shit, and then a load of other bands that I don't give a shit about, for 120 fucking pounds, or I could come to Lithuania, see them for 3 nights, longer sets, more interesting jams, more interesting set lists, and I get a holiday out of it, and I can bring back some cheap fags, right? So there is nothing really better than that, so I thought, right, I'll do that instead. Because I'm not coming here just to see the band, right? Because I think that would be a little bit lame, like coming here, seeing them for 3 days and then coming straight back. Make a holiday out of it, make a week out of it, you know? So I got here on the Monday, right? Sorry, I got here on the Sunday, and their first gig was on Thursday, right? So there's about 3 days just sort of getting used to the place, sort of seeing what's what all around here. I mean, just look at the view. The view is absolutely fucking incredible here. Everything looks so nice, and there's a variety to the architecture. It's not like it's all Soviet or it's all romantic Europe or all like this kind of villa-y kind of shit. It's so different from street to street to street. Kind of like London, actually, because, you know, in London you've got old sort of buildings and new sort of buildings and Tudor architecture next to Victorian architecture next to Edwardian architecture. It's interesting that you can go down one street and have one sort of vibe and then go down another street and get a totally different thing. You just get a really interesting sense that there's a variety to this place and to the people that are here. And the people here are so lovely. Like, I'm not just saying that because, you know, that's what vloggers are meant to say. Not that I'm a vlogger, but that's not... you know, they all go to some random country and they go, "Ooh, the people here are so nice." I genuinely mean it, right? So I went to the gig. I went to the first night on my own, and then nights 2 and 3 I went with my girlfriend, right? Because I thought she's not quite as into King Gizzard as me. Well, at the time when I booked them, I was a lot more into them, and then I kind of fell off and I got more into Dream Theater instead. So I hadn't really listened to King Gizzard for like 6 months before, and I was kind of worried that I was going to not really enjoy the gigs because it's not music that I'm like, you know, super into anymore, right? And the first night I went on my own, and the logic was, I'm doing all 3 nights, and she said she didn't want to do all 3 nights, so I thought, right, how about I do night 2 and night 3? That way I go to night 1 and I can kind of come back and it's like, oh wow, it's fucking amazing, you know, and get her kind of hyped up, right? And that was my logic. And so I went on the first night and it was pissing down the rain. Now I love the rain, and I just thought it was fan-fucking-tastic. I got absolutely drenched. They played Witchcraft, they played Work This Time. It was a fantastic rendition of Work This Time. They did the synth stuff, but at this point, like, I don't know how people who go to these gigs stand up for so long. I really had no idea, right? So when I got to the synth stuff, I had to go find a place to sit down. So I sat down in the foyer sort of area thing, and I just I had a fag and just looked at my phone for a bit. I needed to just not be stood up for like 20 minutes or so. I accidentally missed the whole synth set, and I came back and they were playing Head on Pill. And then I went on the set list and it turns out they played Slow Jam 1, synth, which is a bit strange. I haven't listened to it back. People in the comments are saying that it's amazing, but then people on the subreddit say everything's amazing, so you can't really trust them. Yeah, so it was a really, really nice time. And then we went out on the morning. We're going out each day and going to like the various shops and having a nice little time of it, buying some clothes, buying some, you know, souvenirs and things like that. Yeah, it's been really good. And then night 2 came around, and I'm kind of excited because on the first night I was sitting there thinking, wish my girlfriend was here. You know, that would really make it. Like I'm sitting there like enjoying it, nodding along, but I'm sort of thinking, I wish she was here, you know. And then night 2 came and she was there, and we start off, and then King Stingray is their opening band, and they're like this Aboriginal kind of rock infusion kind of thing. They're really good, and the way they do the didgeridoo adds so much. It almost sounds like a wah-wah, like a guitar with a crybaby on it, where you're doing it like do 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 do, almost like a filter on a synthesizer, that kind of thing. It's really, really nice, right? And then they get off the stage, and then they're setting up for about half an hour, so they're sorting things out. There's like music playing out the PA, all that kind of stuff, right? The band gets on and they start everyone starts cheering, and just as they're about to start playing, there's been a guy that's like next to me, right? And he smoked up a spliff, right? Really fat one. And I was thinking, am I going to get secondhand smoke off this? Because look, I'm not a big weed smoker, right? I do occasionally partake, but I'm not like, despite what the hair says, I'm not a stoner, right? So, I'll have one every now and then if the occasion arises, right? So I was thinking, am I going to get secondhand smoke off this? I'm like, that'd be pretty sick, right? Because otherwise, because I don't drink, right? So I'm completely sober. I smoke fags, but I'm completely sober. And then I'm thinking, so I'm gonna get secondhand smoke. And then he turns to me, he's like, listen, I want you to have the rest of this. I want you to smoke the rest of this. I'm like, huh? Okay. And he hands it to me, he's like, I've had too much. And I'm like, oh, okay. Right. And he specifically said, I want you to smoke the rest of it, right? Because I was holding it as the music was starting, right? He gave it to me basically right as the gig started, and they started off the song Antarctica, which they really jammed out. And I'm sat there with a spliff thinking, I feel like I should be passing this around, but like, I was enjoying it. I think I tried to pawn it off to one person, but they didn't smoke, so they went like that, no. And so I just ended up with it. I was like, I can't. I was looking for people with like long hair. I figured he gave it to me because I had long hair and I looked like a stoner, right? And yeah, I did take it, so but yeah. So I finished the spliff, and it's a fucking strong spliff. He gave me a lot as well. He smoked like a quarter of it or something. I don't know how he did it, right? He just gave me the whole thing. And like Antarctica was one of the most mind-blowing fucking things. Like, they jammed it. It's like a 4-minute long song. They jammed it out to about 10 minutes, going absolutely fucking insane with it. And I'm there, right, like this. And my eyes are shut like that, right? And I'm just thinking, this is the best time of my fucking life, right? And then I open my eyes, and because this band, they're currently filming and live streaming all of their shows. So there's a guy that like goes on the stage and he's like all over the place with the camera. He's pointing the camera out to the audience, and I'm tall. I'm a tall motherfucker, right? I'm 6'8", and I'm stood right in the middle, just behind where the mosh pit area is. Right? In the video, you can see me really, really clearly. Right, there you are. I cut to it. I'll probably forget to cut to it. Yeah, I opened my eyes like that, and the camera was pointed right at me, and I was like, "I'm having the best time of my life," and it's being fucking recorded. This is catalogued. And then I just thought, right. And then probably for the second half, Antarctica, if you try and see me, you'll see me like clearly conscious of the fact that I'm being filmed, and I'm also stoned off my fucking tit, because even though I only had half a spliff, right, I have quite a low tolerance, right, because I don't smoke very much. I was fucking out of it, right? I was sitting there thinking, there's people at this gig that are on like fucking codeine and shit. How the fuck do they do that? Like that, right? It was absolutely fucking wild, right? And then every now and then I'd look down, my girlfriend's in front of me, right? And I'd look down, I'd see her, and I'm like, hey, my girlfriend's here. This is the best time of my life. right? And like, I genuinely think it was the best like 10-minute stretch of my entire existence. That's why I'm so happy in this video. I think it was absolutely something else. Honestly, it was something else. And then they played, what did they play after that? I think they did Ice 5 and they did another, oh, they did Hypertension. And when they started Hypertension with the da-na-na-na, I was like, oh no. Because I know that Hypertension is a 15-minute long song with just endless motoric fucking drumming. I thought, oh my God, no. I don't know if I could do this, right? Because the drums are pounding, it's incredibly fucking loud, right? But actually, I'll tell you this, the audio is actually good enough that I could just sit there without even like earplugs in. I'm normally really tinnitus conscious. I don't want to get tinnitus. I don't want anything like that to happen, right? Because fuck that, ringing in your ears for the rest of your fucking life. Bollocks to that. My mate got tinnitus watching Rammstein and I just think, no, fuck that, right? So that's kind of like, he's basically warned me not to, right? So I was really concentrating. At first I was putting my earplugs in and then I just took them out. It was fantastic. Then they played Rats in the Sky and they jammed it out to 10 minutes. And look, I'm not super into the Flight B741 stuff. I don't know why, because I like that bluesy 70s sort of sound, but I just don't like the album that much. I've come around to it a bit from this experience, right? But I don't know, Rats in the Sky was a bit of a head fuck for me. I was thinking, God, I'm like tripping my nut off here because his zoot was really strong, right? And then I saw this guy and he had a Polaroid and he was taking pictures of people. He would take pictures of couples and then like give them the picture. I saw him do it once and I thought, I'd love to get a picture with my girlfriend, right? And then I thought, maybe he just did it that one time and it's not like a thing he's doing. So I thought, I'll wait to see if he does it again, right? And then I'll try and make my move, right? So he did it again and then I kind of forgot about it. I was like, I would love a picture as a memory, but I don't need it, it's okay, right? And then he happened to be right in front of me, but his back was turned to me and he just gave a picture to someone, so I thought, like, right. And I tapped him on the shoulder and then I leant down next to my girlfriend, right? And we got this picture. Absolutely fucking beautiful, right? Do you see this guy in the corner? And this guy? It's fucking fantastic because you can look at this picture as just pure romance or you can look at it as it's a fucking hilarious picture and both are equally valid. That's what I love about it so much. And it's so in focus, like his camera is amazing, right? I really want to use this picture as an album cover. I really want to. My girlfriend saw a man eat a hard-boiled egg and then dive into the pit. He came out of the pit and a guy, like his mate, took out a Tupperware box with a single hard-boiled egg in it. He gave it to the guy. He won and he went straight back into the pit. It was fucking nuts, right? There's this crocodile balloon, like inflatable thing that's being chucked all over the place, right? That's really fun because it gives you something to look at as well, and you're like, oh, it's getting closer to me, like that. Then there's crowd surfers as well, and there was this one guy and he was crowd surfing. He was getting like a really good time of it. It was all like that, right? And then the crocodile, and he was getting really close to the front of the stage as Stu McKenzie, the lead guitarist, the rhythm guitarist, was right in the middle of like the most intense solo. It was at the end of Hypertension. Right at that main, like, I've caught that hypertension thing, right? He's crowd surfing, right? And the crocodile comes to him and he grabs it like that. And you know when you get something like that, you kind of got the instinct to yeet it as far in front of you as possible. He was facing Stu McKenzie and like, I saw the angle. If he had let go, because it was just pure impulse, he didn't mean to do it. It was like pure impulse, it's like, it's gonna be like that. And if he had thrown it, he would have hit Stu like right in the fucking guitar and it would have fucked the song up. And I could see him, I saw him go like that, and like he forced himself back. That was really interesting to see that. Yeah, there was a woman with crutches. She just went nuts in the fucking pit, absolutely fucking insane, right? She went like that, ah! And then she got in the pit, and I see her like this. It was fantastic, it was amazing, right? Yeah, there's so many cool people at this thing. It's the nicest crowd in a venue, in a gig that I've ever been to. And then my girlfriend's been to, and she's been to more gigs than me. So that's saying something, right? It was the nicest crowd ever. Everyone felt so like inclusive and wonderful and kind and polite, right? And yeah, I'm going back for night 3 tonight. Yeah, I think it's about 1 o'clock now as I'm recording this, and they're on at about 7:30. So I'm gonna wander around a bit. My girlfriend's at a record shop, and I thought I'd just take some time to do some Johnny Mozzers. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go meet up with her, maybe check out a couple more of these Humana shops. They're like these clothes shops that are really good. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to make this video to say thank you. Thank you to the 2 people at the gig who recognised me for the Johnny Mozzer stuff. One of them was in the queue, and she was like, "Excuse me, are you Johnny Mozzer?" That's a terrible accent, I know. But, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." I kind of wasn't expecting it, right? So I was like, "Oh, wow, yeah," because I've been recognised in another country. Like, how mad is that? And then she said it's an honour. And I thought, wow, that put me in a really good mood. So thank you to, I think it was Katerina? Or Katricia or Katerina. It was one of those 2. It started with a K and it ended with an A. I remember that. She was a really nice woman. Yeah, and then I met another guy. Well, I didn't really meet him. He tapped me on the shoulder in the middle of the gig during Motor Spirit, I think. And he tapped me on the shoulder and he was like, "Johnny Mozzer!" And he went like that. And I was like, "Yeah!" Right? And yeah, so then I took out, we didn't really have an interaction because you can't like stop and have a chat. But I thought, I'll give him a little something, right? So I gave him this. I've got these cards that I take around. It's just business cards. I thought I'll give him one of these. You know, it's just a little souvenir. And he went, "Thank you." And I was like, "That's so cool." So yeah, I've had a lovely time. And then on the walk back, this group of like youngish sort of lads came past, and one guy was like, "I love Johnny Mozzer." I was like, "Holy shit, what's going on?" I'm fucking like a celebrity or so. It's really strange, but really cool, but really strange. I love it. It's so fantastic here. I'm here for another 4 or 5 days, I think. I leave on Tuesday, and it's Saturday. So I'm here for another 3 days. This has been the best week of my fucking life. Thank you to the Weed Man. Thank you to the Polaroid Man. Thank you to the 3 people who recognised me for Johnny Mozzer. Thank you to Eggman for giving us a laugh. Thank you to Crutches Woman for being just amazingly powerful. Like, that is just a powerful entity right there. Thank you to the people at the gate who let me in, despite the fact that I'm meant to be on a 3-day pass, and like the tags that they give you are a fucking nightmare to take off. I couldn't take it off. I had to cut it off because it was starting to fuck up my circulation. So I had to cut it off, and they said, "You can come back in, but don't cut it off." I had to cut it off on the second night as well because I fucked my circulation up. Like, it was genuinely like that. It really hurt. I was like, right, I have to take a knife here. And part of me was thinking I'll just keep it on all day, but I needed to have a shower, and I thought I don't really want it to get wet because I don't really know how the fabric's going to react to that. Even though it was raining on the first night, I don't know what I was thinking. I was just a bit paranoid, probably because I'd just had half a really strong zoot. I saw him later on in the gig, and he was like passing joints out left, right, and centre. What a fucking legend, right? Amazing, you know. I think that's his like way of like giving back or something like that. I'm not sure. I love the community, man. It was so wonderful. It really, really was. Sometimes you look at the subreddit and you think some of this fan base is kind of irritating. And then I went there, and everyone was so wonderful. It was so nice. Easily the best gig I've ever been to, and easily the best sort of 2 hours of my life. And not just because of the band wasn't even like, because I will say this, it's not the tightest or the greatest sounding gig that I've been to. King Gizzard aren't exactly the most virtuosic or best playing or anything like that. You know, and they don't put on the best show that I've ever seen. However, the community and the audience, combined with the fact that it is still a really good show, just made it absolutely perfect. And yeah, I just wanted to make a video about that because I've had the time of my fucking life, and I just thought I'd get it down in some form. So yeah, if you went to the gig, if you went to Vilnius, let me know. It'd be lovely to have a chat. Let me know what the maddest person you saw at that gig was, because I saw some corkers. There was one guy who looked a little bit like, what's his name? I think it's Gary V. No, Rick Beato. There's one guy who looked a bit like Rick Beato, right? And he was crowd surfing, and he was like proper like starfishing himself, like that. He was sick. He was great. And yeah, the crowd's really nice. The crowd's like, it felt safe. It didn't feel like there was like that one dickhead there. I'm sure there was one that like somewhere else, but I didn't see one. It felt like no one fell over, but it felt like if someone did fall over, they would immediately help them up. It didn't feel like everyone would be an arsehole, you know? Everyone was in it together, you know? It was wonderful. It really was fucking wonderful. And yeah, I'm just gonna close it out on that picture of the Polaroid, because I think this picture encapsulates it best. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Leave your comments below about King Gizzard live performances or anything that you've got to add along this vein. And yeah, I'll talk to you in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. Love you all. You're all fantastic. Yeah. Ta-ta. And yeah.